Hello, Raleigh. Robert Courts with Your Backyard Raleigh, with the distinct pleasure of spending some time today with Kelly Wohlgenant.
Yes, correct.
Of Retro Modern Furnishing. Kelly, thank you for having me today.
Well, thank you for coming.
Well, it is a distinct pleasure. It's no secret that I've been a fan of yours ever since we first met some years ago. But at that point, you were already well into your career and your entrepreneurship. So would you take a minute and just tell us how you started what ultimately became Retro Modern Furnishings?
Yeah. Originally, I had a job doing research in RTP, and I left that in 2014. I just knew I wanted to do something creative again. I wasn't sure what that was going to be, but I started refinishing vintage furniture in my garage at home, and it, quickly, I started doing it a lot, and I outgrew the space and decided I was going to try doing local pop-ups and sell some pieces. And anyways, that seemed to work and generate interest, and
so started as a hobby.
So it started as a hobby.
Became an obsession. No.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was something I had done way back when, after I finished college. Like, I used to, refinish things for my own house. But I started thinking more about how I could turn it into a business and make it a career.
Why mid-century? Is there a link there?
For me, it's because I think I became interested in reading about the history of pieces because I graduated from the College of Design at NC State in industrial design. Originally was an architecture major, but switched.
Good call.
But a lot of the history and the founders and the creators of furniture, they're basically the forefathers.
Right, right.
So it really, got my interest, and but also just, I think there's an element of, how can we furnish our homes in a more, socially responsible way, and really think about what we're buying. And so I do like the sustainability aspect of vintage too. So
right,
that was
blending both core values with design or passion that you enjoyed. So you did your time pop-ups.
Yes.
Yes. And at some point, then, what happened after the pop-ups? What's the next big gamble?
The next step was everyone kept saying, "Oh, do you have a store?" Because sometimes a furniture purchase isn't an impulse buy, quickly at an event. So people wanted to meet me afterwards. And so I found a little 100 square foot space inside of a record store in Raleigh.
You love that.
And in the back.
I think I remember this. Was this near Glenwood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't think of the name of the record store, but it's right there off St. Mary's.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And so I began having opening hours there. I furnished that space. It was my first official storefront, but it was great. It gave me a place to meet customers, so they didn't have to come to my garage. So, anyways, but it worked out well. And then I guess eventually there was another vintage vendor next door to me who moved in because there was another room and who did clothing. Which is interesting because I was thinking about it. Boot and Trunk was next in the room, and now they have a store too.
Oh, power of local.
Yeah. But we took over the second space eventually and started growing. So yeah.
And then you did a tour downtown.
Yes.
Yes.
The next step was I found out about a grant program downtown and got the idea, thought, well, sometimes it's hard. Everyone I know who has vintage also has new furniture. And then also, sometimes it's hard to find certain vintage pieces. Like, they don't always show up when you need them. So I got the idea to combine the new and the old, and opened a store downtown off of Hargett Street. Yeah.
Yes, I love visiting that one. Part of my downtown haunt was to stop by and check it out. But now, 10 years from launch-ish, when you quit your corporate job, you now have moved again into this unique space, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And the address here is what, 1515 Gavin?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's right in 5 Points near Nickel Point.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's in the adjacent building to Larry's Coffee.
Yes.
Yes. But now this space is multifaceted, so tell us a little bit about this new and improved.
Well, here we've got a retail space like we did downtown, but we also, you can see our workshop and where some of the pieces are actually made, and also see other project pieces we're working on. So it's a mix of workshop and showroom space. I guess we call it the furniture studio. So it's kind of got both. Yeah.
Well, it's very cool. We're sitting in the front retail spot, which is decked out to the nines, but I really enjoyed getting in the back and seeing the tools and seeing the workspace. But now you do so many things, right? You've gone beyond just the retail, right? So
Correct.
Here you're able to both do retail, I think upholstery, for example.
So we sell upholstery products that are made in North Carolina still. We carry some of the same lines we did when we were downtown, but we've also brought in some new European furniture. But in addition, we make some things in-house, like we do the bookshelves. I don't know if you can see it on camera. And we still do our slat products. So we do some woodworking and also some vintage restoration, which the vintage restoration we've always done, but as we have time, we can take it on too as a service for folks. So.
Well, that's great. Kelly, in so many ways, you are the epitome of local. You've grown from an idea, you've adapted to the times. A lot of what you do is based on excellent service and communication that really you only get when the owner's in the store. But beyond that, you've committed to sustainability, right, and working with other North Carolina locals as much as possible.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yes. Well, just these mugs we're holding are made by Katie. Her name's Katie, and her business is called Wear, and these are handmade by her. They're made in Raleigh. So we carry a few other artisan goods. I don't know if we can see it, but up on the ceiling is a chandelier by Sarah Tector. She's also a Raleigh-based artist. And then I've got earrings and tables by Sweejen Lee. She's based in Raleigh. We've got our big fabric board here. These are woven in North Carolina. A lot of them are, by Revolution Fabrics. And then the private label line of sofas and chairs that we make, they're all made in Siler City by a small family-owned business.
Well, that is incredible. Yes, one of the many reasons I admire and respect you and what you do here, Kelly. It really is fantastic.
Thank you.
To our audience, we have showroom hours that we can pop by at 1515 Gavin. What are those? We're
open Saturdays 11 to 5 and Sundays 1 to 5.
And they can call you or get you on social media?
You can give us a call. And so 984-444-9240. I don't know if that's... And on social media, we're at Retro Modern Furnishings. Feel free to reach out. We can do appointments. But shout out to you, too, because Robert has always, supported us from the beginning. And, I remember him purchasing a sofa for his office. So thank you for always supporting local, too.
Well, Kelly, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to be friends and support fellow localians. And Raleigh, Kelly Wohlgenant, Retro Modern Furnishing, all this and more is in your backyard. Check it out.